We are here, guys, into Game 2 of the Cybergamer Amateur League here. We've got Danger Zone and the Future Ancients, and the Future Ancients dropping the first game, so Danger Zone, if they win this, they win the whole thing. But, Tatman, are we going to see the same strategy coming out here? They've banned out the Death Prophet, and there's an Elder Titan ban on the Future Ancients.
I think what you often see in best of twos is teams shake it up a little bit. The winning team might not necessarily want to rely on a strategy that they've just played, but the losing team especially want to try something different for sure. They pick up like a few different heroes, try to accomplish a different type of game style. And if it goes to a best of three, that's when you see teams sort of returning to what they picked in the best of one, or picking what they feel really safe with. And I'd never thought I'd see a first phase Ricky and Elder Titan ban. What a time we live in.
Yeah, the game has changed. Certainly you will be unhappy, I'm sure, to see that Ricky ban. You being a big fan of Ricky Maru.
Big fan of Ricky.
Yeah, but
and Phoenix still being picked up first, as well as Vengeful Spirit. I think Vengeful Spirit has been a popular popular support for
10 seconds.
Oh, it must be what, a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, about that.
That's insane for a hero to be relevant so long, to be first pick material, even though she's not seeing as much play recently. Disruptor and who are other popular supports right now? I can't even think. It's Spirit and Phoenix.
Yeah,
it's Spirit, Phoenix, Witch Doctor, Disruptor, all really popular supports right now. And Phoenix being picked up by Danger Zone. I think the teams who value Phoenix will always pick it first phase. Always. If they feel like they have a good Phoenix player, they'll just pick it up. The teams that value it think it's really strong and will pick it up.
Well, they probably have the right to think that because they've actually gone for the exact same draft as they had last game. They got Phoenix and Slider picked up, and I mean the Future Ancients, they didn't really change up their bans at all. I think they still ban the same heroes, and they picked Avenge. I think Avenge was a really nice pick last game anyway. It didn't work out for them in terms of winning the game, but it was a great pick in terms of saving the lives of people who get open wounds. And I mean, do they want to go... I mean, they're probably going to have to ban the Lifestealer this game. If Future Ancients don't ban Lifestealer, I'm sure Danger Zone will pick it up.
I almost think Danger Zone have the first pick after the bans. I almost think they can pick Lifestealer up here. Against the Slider, it's not awful. You can rage off Amplify damage. But more importantly, you can rage off the slow from Phoenix Egg and then wail on the egg as fast as possible. So not only I think it's an okay pick. I'd be wary about picking it so early, just because, you know, when you pick a core so early, it's open to counterplay. But both as a good pick and as a denial pick, I don't think it's too bad right here. But they'll probably think about, a Necro.
Oh,
have they played that before?
I don't think so. Just one thing I was going to mention there, Tat. Again, we always talk about the Echo Saber carriers against Phoenix, and Lifestealer would have worked well in that respect. But again, looks like they have decided to leave it in the pool for now. I'm assuming they will ban it. But Necrolite, a hero I really didn't expect to see, and a hero which sort of really... I mean, he's not super awkward to lane, but typically when we see Necro, in terms of, I mean, the Cybergamer open ladder had a fair bit of Necro. He was played in the safe lane, farming as a position 1. So whether we see it this game or not, it's a risky play in the grand finals, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it gives you just a little bit of sustain for pushes, a little bit better team fight. They're banning out Medusa, which the 3 bans on the Future Ancients tell me that they want to team fight a little bit more, and they don't want to go up against these strong team fight ults. Really like the Danger Zone ban of Drow. Seeing 2 ranged heroes and instantly, you know, their ears are pricked up. They know what they're looking for, and they ban the Drow straight away. I think Necro might be a little silly against the Slider, just because he doesn't necessarily have high armor early game, and if Slider picks up an early blink, Necrophos is just gonna melt, really. So it can be, and it's, as he said, it's really difficult to know where to lane the Necro. And they haven't banned out the Lifestealer.
I'm very surprised.
Surely it'll be picked up here, surely.
And I remember last game, the Future Ancients did the exact same bans. They did Elder Titan, Faces Void, and Medusa. So they must have a vendetta against these heroes. They did. They banned the Medusa last game as well. They've actually banned the Witch Doctor here, which
bans.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Witch Doctor ban simply because of how well the Witch Doctor did last game. On the side of Danger Zone, but again, Lifestealer's left there. Are they purposely leaving it? And Danger Zone, they might want to think that...
I don't even think perhaps it's past their mind, perhaps they're not thinking about it, but I would not be purposely leaving Lifestealer in the pool right now. I think it's just way too strong with Slaughter and really good with Phoenix as well. I just don't think it's a good hero to leave in the pool right now. It's just a really good combo. You know, you've got the magic immunity to deal with Vengeful Spirit and Necro. Slaughter will be the vehicle through which Lifestealer can get straight on the Necrophos.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, who cares about Necro Sustain when you're being wailed on by a farmed Lifestealer, you know? So, yeah. I mean, there he is. Yeah, that was
team pick.
very obvious, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're thinking here. I think they've shot themselves in the foot. Perhaps they didn't think about Lifestealer. Perhaps that's something that they weren't thinking about.
I mean,
but it must be those signature
10
bans.
seconds
You know, back when we played in the Manila Open qualifiers, we had our
5
signature
seconds
bans, our Open
We
2
did.
bans, which were always Earth Spirit and Invoker. We did not like those two heroes.
Reserve
Perhaps the
time.
future ancients, that's what they're thinking right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Earth Spirit typically untouched in the entire draft, except by certain teams. Especially in Cybercamp, we haven't seen much Earth Spirit for a while now. Teletubbies picking it up every now and again. Same with B-Man and Francine. But I mean, this game looks like he will most likely go untouched, and I mean, this sort of leaves it open for future ancients. They do need some other support here as well. They do need something to roam. And something potentially to deal with this roaming Phoenix as well. Disruptor's still in the pool. I mean, they could easily go for Disruptor here, but they picked it last game, and they picked the Venge, but Necro, again, different, but Undying.
Looks like they're trying to perhaps spook their opponents. You know, we get the Necro, we got the Undying. Vengeful Spirit is a little bit spooky, so perhaps they're trying to spook Danger Zone out of the game. I mean, Lifestealer is a little bit spooked himself, so perhaps they need to...
He certainly is.
But this strikes me as
remaining.
Early to mid-game push, but right now they need the auto attacks to actually push the towers. They need the physical damage, and Ancient Apparition, fantastic pick up against that. I mean, that's brutal against Undying and Necro. Basically ruins the Undying. I'm not sure if it ruins the Undying strength gain, if it adds the health directly because he's getting strength, or if it heals him. So I don't know how that works. But it's going to stop the Necro death pulse anyway, so it's rough.
Yeah. Oh, but the Bristleback, I mean, it's kind of hard to judge what the future ancients are really doing here. I mean, what does this do for their lanes? Is this a mid Necro? It could potentially be a mid Necro here. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, mid Necro. I'm just thinking about it right now.
Remaining.
I mean,
you could send. Okay, here we go. So you send Necro safe
5 seconds
as a 1 position. Send Bristleback offlane with the Undying. Vengeful Spirit can roam, and then you pick up a mid right now.
Yeah.
You could also run Necro mid. You can even run Necro offlane. I wouldn't recommend it.
I don't recommend it.
But the issue is, I'd probably send Necro mid, Bristleback into the safe lane, because I think Bristle does more with the farm early on. Necro does a lot with farm, and he really needs farm, but I think Bristleback does more.
Yes.
But again, I feel like they're piling onto this early mid-game team fight. I mean, Bristleback, actually, I'm a big fan of Bristleback because he scales quite well. He's very tanky, but they have the tools to deal with him. They've got a Life Stealer, so if he gets a heart, you know, Life Stealer is just going to tear through that. They've got a Slaughter, so if he gets an AC, Amplify damage is just going to negate all that armor, you know, and they've got Phoenix. So if he gets a heart or any more health, Sunray is just going to burn him down for even more damage. And if he goes something like Pipe and Vanguard to get some HP regen up, Ancient Apparition is going to cancel that. So I love Bristleback, but I don't think it's working against this draft right now.
No, I do agree with you there. I think Bristleback, I mean, they've got lots of natural mechanism carriers on the side of future ancients, particularly with the Necro and the Bristle, but mech this game is not a great item. You have to deal with the Ancient Apparition, Ice Blast, and as we all know, AA is great against a mech, and a lot of teams will sort of pick the AA just to deny sort of any mech carriers on the enemy team.
Interesting that they banned the Pugner there. I actually like that ban because Pugner is a fantastic pusher. He's not a bad mid. I love Pugner, and they're banning the Tinker as well. Just they don't want to fall prey to the Tinker again. Pugner with the recent buff. Oh, there's TA. Interesting. The recent buffs to Pugner, where his int gain went from 3.5 to 4. and his Nether Blast cooldown was 5.5 to 5.
Yeah.
And that just gives him more mana, and now more damage, like that tiny 0.1% magic damage from the points of in. More mana, more damage to push down towers early game. If you pick up an Arcane Boots on him, he's a monster.
Oh.
And Storm Spirit. Oh, what a game.
Storm Spirato.
I'm
Actually, what do you think, Tapman, of this TA pick in terms of the damage they lacked to take down this Lifestealer and the Slider? This is a lot of physical damage that's going to be coming out. Once the TA gets a Desolator, they might actually have a chance to take down this Lifestealer.
Yes, actually,
by the time that happens, yeah, he'll have an armlet.
But... she's definitely going to help in taking down the Lifestealer and the Slider, but there is a high chance that she can just get controlled in these fights. For example, if Ancient Apparition gets a good ult, and, you know, we talk a lot about Ancient Apparition absolutely countering some of these heroes, but it relies on him getting a good ult. So if Ancient Apparition misses the ult, future Ancients might feel much more confident in fights and steamroll them, because they do have a lot of health on their team, a lot of damage, passive AoE team fight. You know, they walk in, Quill Spray, Tombstone, and Death Pulse are just going to chunk you all down until you die. But if AA lands a good Ice Blast, all of a sudden Necro can't heal, Bristleback can't regen, Undying doesn't want to strength that much.
No.
But I do like the TA pick. The only issue is that they still might not have the auto attacks to kill the egg, which makes me think that Bristleback's going to go for an Assault Cuirass first, or roughly second item, because I think Assault Cuirass is the way to go here, just because you don't want to... I mean, you always want more health, but you don't want to get so much health that Sunray and Feast start hitting you for more than they should.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you are right. I mean, they do not have that much to deal with the Lifestealer, really. I mean, they've got Necro's ult, but the thing is he can rage before that happens, and there's no damage dealt. The TA, lots of physical damage, but you are correct. They do have ways of stunning. They do have the Slider here. They've got Storm Spirit, and they've got the heal from Phoenix, which is great for a little bit of sustain here. But I mean, yeah, I mean, this is the issue here they're going to have to deal with, because as the game progresses, it's going to mean Lifestealer's going to get an armlet. It means he's going to get more damage, he's going to get more survivability, and so taking him down is pretty risky, especially when you want to go aggressive against the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, I think it depends a lot on how these lanes go. I mean, I just realized that that's every game. It depends a lot on how these lanes go, but particularly Storm Spirit. If Storm Spirit can find a pick on the Venge, or maybe even the Undying, their teamfight suddenly becomes a lot harder, just because they don't have as much lockdown to deal with the rest of the team. Although as a Storm Spirit, if I was playing that and I look at the enemy team, the only person I see that I'm going to be able to kill with an Orchid is Venge. Undying might have too much health, Necro will have, and Bristleback will have too much health, and TA will have refraction charges, so
yeah,
it might be really difficult for this Storm to find picks, but if it gets to late game, this is Danger Zone's game in the bag, simply because Storm, Lifestealer, Slider, and Phoenix scale fantastically, and if Ancient Apparition gets a Midas, he'll scale fantastically too.
Yeah,
I don't think we'll be seeing Midas pickups from the supports, simply because I'd be very wary of what future Ancients are trying to do. You know, like, are they going to push our towers early? Are they going to fight us in the mid game? Can't afford to have greedy Midases when you've got a Bristleback bashing down your supports and killing them. So, I don't think we'll see Midas, but if they have a really good laning stage, they might.
I mean, Midas would be great here on this Ancient Apparition, as you said. I mean, a lot of people would even say, and I'm not sure if I agree with it, the Midas on Necro, depending on how Necro goes, of course. But, I mean, this is a game that's going to turn out to how well the lanes go, and then how well this the future Ancients use their very unique lineup. Not something we always see. Lots of different heroes this game. We've seen, I mean, if this was Twitch chat, everyone would be spamming new hero PogChamp, because we've got the Undying, we've got the TA, we've got the Necro, and Bristleback and Venge are not really new here at all.
Small chance
but they are going to be putting out an award potentially.
Oh, they're going to go, they're going to ward. They might catch out the Lifestealer. Go around, guys. Go around. Come on.
They're thinking about it. I think they will as they get closer and closer. And this means Lifestealer won't have the uphill.
Something's up.
Do they know they're there? See him. Lifestealer, if he runs north, he could be caught out here. Are they going to wait for him?
Oh no, he's going to be smart. He's not going to be greedy. Is this mid Lifestealer? Is that what we're seeing right now?
I'm not sure. I mean, interesting item build. He's got 2 Fairy Fires here. But, I mean, teams have secured their own routes.
Jungle. Lifestealer does whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Pick up an Iron Talon and his jungle speed is actually very, very fast. That's one of the reasons that I like Lifestealer as a pick, because he doesn't necessarily rely on the lane for farm. His jungle speed is very fast. With Feast and Level and Open Wounds and Iron Talon, you don't have to go back to base at all, and you clear out camps with astonishing ease. It's very impressive, so that's one of the reasons I like Lifestealer as a pick, just because he's versatile.
I mean, he could be right about this though, because this game, Lifestealer looks like he could have a bit of trouble on his hands. He might be ganked here by 3 heroes. They dropped the tombstone for it.
He doesn't have range.
There's definitely a lot of trouble. He did skill the open wounds before he needed it, but Bristleback is taking a lot of harassing from the Ancient Apparition. He's not as tanky as he should be. He's actually gone for Nasal level 1. It's actually turned back to him. This is a lot of lifesteal from Lifestealer. Does he get taken down? He does, but that's open wounds doing a lot of work. But again, Chilling Touch doing even more.
Yeah, that was an odd skill choice. Bristleback goes for the Nasal Goo, the Tombstone coming in. I would have felt perhaps if they went for either went for one slowing ability, so you either get the Tombstone and then Bristleback gets the Quick Spray, or Bristleback gets Nasal Goo and Undying gets Decay, because Decay is going to do more damage than the Tombstone level 1. Tombstone level 1 is just going to feed gold. I think it's like 3 attacks.
It's 3 or 4.
3 attacks to this. Right. So that's just going to feed gold. I don't know if anybody picked it up then. I'm sure they did. And only in the last 15 seconds. Quill Spray, on the other hand, is very good early game. Does a lot of damage when you stack it up.
I mean, mid lane's not looking great for TA, but at the same time, this is a really action-packed lane up top here. We've got all sorts of heroes here. Tri-lane versus tri-lane earlier, and it looks like it is again. So, I mean, which team has the better tri-lane though? Lifesteal is pretty good in a tri-lane, but so is Bristleback.
I think that Radiant's tri-lane's just, it's more reliant on levels. Bristleback and Undying need levels to be effective, and that's the major issue I find here. Ancient Apparition in a tri-lane versus a tri-lane is so strong. Chilling Touch is incredible, and Sunray is also amazing. Oh no,
Bristleback's a little bit too far forward. He's going to get frozen up and taken down, but Ancient Apparition again goes down. Yeah, I mean, once they target it, I mean, they can easily go on Undying here, but again, look at this damage though. The Tombstone is actually doing a bit of work here. Wow.
I'm very surprised at that, honestly. I really expected Lifestealer to either run or just go for the Tombstone. Phoenix was behind him and didn't actually come to help him. That was quite odd.
I mean, one thing to mention as well about that Tombstone is you've got Rage on Lifestealer, which means he's going to be taking down Tombstone even faster than what a normal attacks would do. And this Phoenix taking a lot of damage. I mean, he's got Icarus Dive.
I love this aggression. I love it. I think this is exactly the tack that they needed to take, and they're doing it very well. And I'm surprised that the Danger Zone seem to be crumbling a bit under pressure. You know, that play around the Tombstone was quite awful. I thought, you know, 3 attacks is not many to take down a level 1 Tombstone, and they really should have taken it down. And it's already 100 gold. You know, taking down the Tombstone while dying yourself, that makes your death almost worth it in a way. In terms of actual gold. I'm not saying it's a good trade.
Yeah. I mean, it's just sort of both teams copying the cost of this tri-lane though. Both teams having very low last hits, and it could even be potentially a kill on the Ancient Apparition. He's going to try and TP, it's a good decision, but it's a lot of damage being done. This forces a rotation from Slider.
Yeah, wow. These lanes are going better than I think a Future Entrance could ever have hoped. We've got TA beating out the Storm Spirit, Necro healthily beating out the Slider, and Undying and Bristleback both beating out that Lifestealer. Interesting that they're sharing the CS, because I would have thought that Bristleback would have priority, but I feel like Bristleback's died twice and Undying's just...
Yeah.
And they've transferred the other 3 people bot, which is, I think, a win for the Radiant.
Oh, Slider though, he's completely being focused down. He has Sprint available, but all the damage being done, especially with the amplified damage from Sprint. Do they have anything to catch him out here? Looks like the stuns have run out.
He was very close to getting that fourth stack of nasal goop, but the Sprint... Oh dear,
no.
what's he doing?
He's run into the wrong sort of area. He does get a nice crush though, taking out 2, but that's a great decision by Vengeful Spirit there. But at the same time, do they want to return kill on bottom? What's his name? Necro does have some regen. He is being open wounds though, lots of damage being done.
He needs a TP.
He needs a TP.
There's nothing they can do to stop him TP.
But at the same time, he will get frozen up here from Ancient Apparition. He's completely trapped, and Ancient Apparition getting the kill.
And then there's 2 rotations blocked. Future Ancients, what are you doing? It seemed 2 minutes ago they knew exactly what they needed to get done, and that's contest that safe lane, but now I feel like they get the T1 and then they move on. They don't just give up the advantage that they got by forcing Danger Zone bot.
I mean, Danger Zone, they rotated bot as well, but maybe they look to try and sort of follow the Lifestealer wherever he goes. Follow the leader is a popular game played by many people, and it looks like they will be playing a bit themselves. But Undying, he's been open wounds. There's a lot of damage coming up with Lifestealer. He gets frozen up as well. He goes down. They take down that Tombstone, which is probably level 2, and that's fine. That's a good little pick off there for Danger Zone. 420 gold.
Imagine if Undying and Venge was still in the top lane, absolutely contesting this Slider farm, making sure he doesn't get a single last hit. But they'd also be getting the T1 right now, you know?
Yeah.
So, instead, they lose a hero, lose Necro, and now Venge is spending time doing nothing. She's not roaming. She's not trying to contest the mid, and they're going to get ganked again. There's 4 Dire heroes converging on bot lane.
I think about it. I mean, Bristleback not as tanky as he'd like to be. He has got the Bassi though.
Storm Spirit's just gone for the rune, and Ancient Apparitions.
Yeah, I mean, at this point though, it's kind of Necro solo pick off.
Yeah, T2 is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there you go. But at the same time, bottom lane, Lifestealer though, do they have anything to take him down? Looks like it's pretty dangerous to go on that.
He's comfortable. He's actually leveling up open wounds first, which I think is quite interesting. Not too sure why, to be honest. I feel like he should be leveling the Rage to deal with Tombstone. Perhaps he's just afraid that... perhaps he just wants to get kills, I think.
Potentially. I mean, yeah, I mean, it'll help him jungle a bit as well. But... yeah,
well,
maybe,
traditionally when you see Lifestealers want to jungle, they level the Feast first, because it's more passive, it's going to give you more over a longer period of time. Open Wounds costs a lot of... it costs a lot of mana to have a lot of uptime, so it is an odd choice. I wonder what he's thinking there. I would love to pick his brain on that decision, because I definitely think Rage is the right one here. But looking at the lanes now, if you look at the CA, TA is just matching it blow for blow with his Storm Spirit. I don't know, how was the mid matchup last game? I'm
pretty sure it was
was it the Tinker against the Timbersaw?
No, it was Tinker versus
Windrunner.
somebody. Windrunner, that's it. And I'm pretty sure Tinker did fairly well. He was pressured a lot early on. But he was aware of this and he had great wards around mid, and so he was able to predict them. But again, when they weren't ganking him, he was doing fairly well in lane and was able to completely zone out. And I mean, he was standing here and Windrunner was standing at this tower, and because he had the lane equilibrium well, he was able to do a lot of damage. He was winning the lane. He kind of just snowballed a little bit from that.
I think mostly it's an even-ish matchup, because Storm Spirit doesn't want to go on TA because he's going to get way too much damage to get harassed.
Yeah.
But TA also doesn't want to go on Storm Spirit just because of her short range. So they're both getting a lot out of this lane. So max last hits by 5 minutes is 40. Max last hits by 10 is 82, I think, including 2 catapults. So we're seeing 39 and 38 at 7 minutes, which is actually very good for both of these. They'll both be very happy with it. I think that leans slightly in favor of Danger Zone, simply because an early Orchid on Storm means almost everything. Or an early Bloodstone, depending on your choice. I would prefer Orchid here simply because it provides more utility against Undying, Venge, and Necro. But Bloodstone also gives him a little more health than that.
I mean, yes, he's gone for the treads here. I really like that. Slider here, though, he's going to run into I mean, this could be pretty bad for him though, because he is being healed up by Phoenix, but he does get a good crush. The Tombstone doing a lot of work here. This is not going to be good for him at all. He does go down. They do have the Phoenix Icarus dive, which is going to save him, but yeah, he could be in a bit of trouble here. The zombie slow is doing a lot of work, and the decay is there. The Future Ancients
messing up a little bit.
Yeah. Excellent play there though.
Just again, I'm just gonna say that I love this aggression coming out from Future Ancients. I do think that the decision to transfer bot was the wrong idea because they didn't get the T1, but it has worked out at least okay. And Lifestealer has had to go top again, so he's been playing musical lanes right now. I honestly think Lifestealer would have been much better off picking up an Iron Talon and going into the jungle. Then you give, you know, Phoenix or Ancient Apparition free farm in the safe lane and perhaps try to do something in the off lane.
Vengeful Spirit! No, I agree with you. Lifestealer easily, as you said earlier on, great hero for transitioning into the jungle, and he could easily do that. But it looks like he wants to go for kills here because Necro does have the heal available. Does he have his ultimate? He does, but he's going to get frozen. The Soul Rip though, healing him up a bit.
Use your buckler.
He wants to go back on this. He uses his ult onto Ancient Apparition. It's not going to get the kill, but they do get the TA rotation in. 190 gold.
Mech. This is a dangerous time. He finishes mech. That Future Ancients, that's all your tier 2's gone almost, like, unless they get closest Slider to Blink. Not at all. So, they don't have many tools to get to that backline, and that's the most important thing. You want to get at the Necro, well, you're going to have to walk through an Undying, a TA, and a Bristleback. So, that's very scary. And they're using this aggression beautifully, pushing their advantage, which I absolutely love seeing. When teams know exactly when to push their advantage. They have a lineup dependent on timings, and they know when they have an advantage and they push it. So I would love to see them right now just push every single T2, get that huge influx of gold, take a Rosh, and then go Rax. I think that's exactly what they need to do.
Yeah, they'll probably be thinking about it for sure, but at the same time, they want to still defend their towers because I think Danger Zone have been sort of pressuring towers very slightly, particularly bot here. They've done a nice couple of ganks, but at the same time, the Future Ancients have dealt with it very well. And they don't have Necro ult here, I don't believe, so you can test this. But
I think right now, Danger Zone, their 2 wards on the map are quite aggressive, and that does not help you when the enemy team is putting you on the back foot. Those 2 wards mean almost nothing now if they keep pushing towers, which I really hope they do.
Yeah.
And the
they got swapped. They use it straight onto Stormspree. He's got no mana. The minus armor is doing not much here because there's not much follow-up. This is a return kill onto the Future Ancients. They do take down that Vengeful Spirit, and this is Sunray doing a fair bit of damage on TA, but no real follow-up there.
Group up. Group up, use this mech that they just got at 10 minutes, which is fantastic. And then push that advantage. They need to just keep going. Don't be afraid of falling behind, because I feel like, well, I mean, you should be afraid of falling behind, but I feel like that's going to happen regardless against this team. Although, the more I look at it, the more I like the tricore of Bristleback, Necro, and TA, but I don't think Necro is providing much there. I think TA and Bristleback can do a lot of damage, a lot of work.
Especially the TA this game. Great hero to pick against that Lifestealer, but at the same time, we'll have to see how it comes into play here, because I mean, they are doing fairly well. They're dealing with bottom tower here very well. There's no real way and no real defense coming out from Danger Zone here. And they might have to let this one go. And that's a Vanguard being picked up on Bristleback.
I would love to see Crimson Guard into AC, or just AC on this Bristleback. That would be so strong. The minus armor coupled with TA Deso, which I assume she's getting. The push would be insane. Minus 11 armor to towers is crazy. And the team fight would also be fantastic. The AC aura against Egg is always great. They've spotted Slider.
Expecting that to happen. But yeah, they have spotted him. Vengeful Spirit gonna spot...
don't be greedy.
Should have go after that. The Ice Blast comes in, but it's not gonna hit.
And that's exactly it. What can AA provide to the fight now? With his Ice Blast,
yeah,
he can't defend this T1 at all. If he hit that, maybe they would feel a little bit more confident.
TP coming in from Lifestealer.
Danger Zone, don't take this fight.
They're back enough.
No blink on Slider. Egg isn't even up. Phoenix isn't even level 6. Wow,
yeah.
I didn't even realize. Very close though, but they almost took that fight without Egg, without blink on Slider, without Ice Blast up.
Yeah, they are playing a risky game by doing that. I do like the Ice Blast, if it hits, it's going to do wonders. But unfortunately, that fight there, you're right, the word whiffed. He did whiff that Ice Blast, so unfortunately. But if he does hit it in a fight, then Mech is completely counteracted, and so is the sustain from Necro.
Storm going to go
we'll have
for
to see how it plays.
Bloodstone, I think, but his Soul Ring. I'm not sure if I agree with this, to be
You
Bloodstone
prefer
is
the
great.
Orchid?
Yeah, I prefer the Orchid, just in most senses, because it provides just more utility. When you're playing a Storm... Oh, is he going to get caught out?
Oh, this is Vengeful Spirit taking a lot of damage. He's being a little bit greedy though. Could he go down? Looks like he doesn't have mana just to reach across there. He does Soul Ring for it then. He's going to be okay, despite having two heroes with a lot of damage going onto him.
It's the type of plays that you sometimes have to make as Storm Spirit. Just very aggressive, very risky, and in order for them to pay off, you have to stand your ground.
Yeah.
I don't know if he did that intentionally, but... yeah.
Well, they don't really have any like a mana drain or anything like that to sort of punish the Storm Spirit. They don't have an anti-mage.
Yeah, man.
It's hard to punish him.
It's just a great pick in every game.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Let's be honest. Everybody in Twitch chat, pick anti-mage every game. Alright?
Well, anti-mage wins games. We see that all the time, especially Tapman Tat. But yeah, I mean, anti-mage would work pretty well against the Storm Spirit, but at the same time, Storm Spirit works fairly well against the anti-mage in some senses as well.
He isn't picking up an Orchid. If there was an anti-mage in this game, he would be picking first, no matter what. I would hope so, anyway, because that would be... I would have a field day against a Storm without an Orchid.
Field day, yeah.
Are they going to go on Undying?
They're thinking about it, and it looks like they will go straight for it. Slight T2 is there, but at the same time, another pick-off to add to the killing spree here of Storm Spirit. 500 gold. That's a pretty good payday just in Undying.
Yeah, they've taken all the T1s, and they've slowed all their momentum. They've stopped. I mean, has this mech been used more than twice? I don't think so. Even once.
I think it's only been once, as from what I've seen. But
they're pinging out the Necro. And
they see him. They ping out Storm Spirit as well. But I don't think they can even go on Storm Spirit. Like, they see him there, but they're not going to really go on him unless they have some way of locking him down. He is using his mana though. He's using his mana. He's got half a pull. He does have Soul Ring available though.
So he can die so quick.
I mean, mid lane, that was just a textbook pick off there on the Necro.
I was looking at the Storm Spirit. I did notice that they pinged out the Necro. I think I said something about it.
You did, yeah.
Lifesteal is probably going to work at picking up. Oh no, Pepper.
I think the future Ancients, like when you look at how they're going to deal with the Storm, they have the Reaper Scythe and they have the stun from Venge, but it's not really great lockdown to deal with a Storm Spirit.
No.
And he's just actually, and we just saw that earlier, he was just farming these camps just like this, and there was nothing, like they saw him with a ward, but they couldn't go on him because they knew that he'd just bowl away.
Yeah. The future entrants just using the scan in their jungle, that just says to me that they're very scared of Danger Zone. And I feel like right now is the time, or maybe even their window has slowed somewhat.
Oh, they might think about this. They have got the Ice Blast, they have a lot of damage. The Phoenix Ray is doing a lot. That's a nice swap though, saving his life potentially, and this could mean the death of Lifesteal. He doesn't set just in time. Oh, but Lifesteal going down as well. Phoenix the last one alive, and TA damage, you're right. Finishing him off, nice quick there, that was insane. The Meld
Strike went from Lifestealer to Slaughter, and it dealt half their health on both of them. This is a T2, they might even just try go Rags.
I mean, Storm Spirit wasn't there, but at the same time, if he was, would it have made too much difference? Done anything. He doesn't have an Orchid.
And they hit the Ice Blast then as well, only on Bristleback though.
Yeah, exactly, and he got swapped. It was a really nice swap from Venge.
Yeah, fantastic. Putting that extra save mechanic. That extra save mechanic is very useful. Necro has a blink now. Before the Slaughter. That's not exactly what you want to see.
And he has the mech as well, like he's just got great items. And this Ice Blast is not going to do too much. Like it was just, it came off cooldown a little bit too late for him. And that means it's going to be down again.
Yeah, this is just the confidence that future Ancients need to now, hopefully, go down mid. Grab that T2. I believe in you.
They might go for it here. Like the kill score is kind of very even, and the future Spirits are over 3k ahead
well, I mean,
of Danger Zone and the map advantage.
4 towers to none taken. Soon to be 5 probably.
They
might take their first tower, but that's going to be as a trade for a T2 and potentially a Rosh if they go for that.
Yeah, I mean that tier 2 didn't last long at all. The Ice Blast is there. They want to defend
going
it.
to TP in to defend this.
Lifestealer has got Rage of it. He's going to be very aggressive here. He goes straight onto the TA. The TA bell damage is no joke here. They go straight onto Stormfront as well. He needs to think about balling out of there. He does have Soul Ring available as well. They don't have that much damage to deal with him now. But Lifestealer going down, and they have every team that coming in. Yeah, they come in from the north here. They want to get the swap off potentially just out of range there.
That's the T2 now though. I think Lifestealer definitely underrated or underestimated rather the TA damage there. That was very risky, and he should have seen that in the last fight. Danger Zone, TA absolutely tore through their entire team. They can't afford to underestimate it because they're giving these towers away for free. I mean, yeah, they did get a T1 for it, but I mean, it's really not worth it.
No, but how do they deal with it? Because Bristleback's able to just frontline like this. They don't have the Venge swap that
Bristleback's going to go for a fight. Like,
they used the Infest bomb. We saw this a couple of days ago as well. Necrolite getting taken down. There's a great rage there from Lifestealer. They're going onto the Vengeful Spirit as well. That's a death on the TA as well. They do have the Phoenix Egg being dropped as, and it does actually go down in the game. I couldn't believe the Undying got caught there, but yes, that's a team wipe for nothing, pretty much.
Ooh, that is a 4k gold swing. Easy as pie. That was incredibly clean. Storm Spirit goes straight. Slardar reveals the Blink Dagger for the first time, and Future Ancients were just taken completely off guard. Getting perhaps a little bit complacent with their current situation in the game.
Yeah.
Maybe getting a bit too aggressive. Maybe they were hearing me egging them on and forgot that all the initiation that Danger Zone might have. But yeah, that was very clean. I think everybody on Danger Zone knew exactly where they wanted to be, knew exactly what they wanted to accomplish, and they did it very quickly. And if Future Ancients don't make a move soon, or I just realized I hadn't taken it off last hits, if they don't make a move soon, then I think we'll see Danger Zone crawl back into this game.
And this is one way to do it. That's a nice pick off on Venge. Can they get a return kill onto the Storm Spirit? They can't. And that's what they needed.
17 Bloodstone charges. He's going to be very happy with picking up the Bloodstone first.
15 charges. And but look, they want to go on the Necro blinks forward.
They can't do it though.
Does he commit anything to this? I mean, committing your ultimate's not going to be enough.
If TA was there, then you can almost trust the Reaper's scythe to get a kill during the duration, so TA can just go.
Stormspirit jumping in. Does he have anything to back up? Looks like the Undying is going to pop his ultimate as well. This is a nice Reaper scythe catching out of position. He does get away just in time, but he doesn't have any mana left. One more hit will take him down. He denies himself. Nice decision. And Slardar, though, doesn't want to get caught out. Is he going to get slowed up or anything here? The Necro does blink forward. Very aggressive play. Does they have the damage takedown ancient ambush? He's being healed up here by the Phoenix. He does go down. A lot of damage there. Slardar getting a return kill onto Undying, and TA is no charges left on that, and she gets swapped out though. That's a nice swap though. Getting caught out by Stormspirit though. The Phoenix Egg is going to go down as well. That's a great takedown in there.
I don't know if they're
so tanky here. They want to go onto the Stormspirit. Stormspirit, I mean, he's very low. They need one more cool spray. The bottle charges are there. One more bottle charge, and it's not going to be enough. And they take him down. I mean, that's 4 for 4.
Yeah, but it does go in the way of Future Ancients. About 700. And they're going to take that tower. I think...
Dire's bottom tower
I wonder why Danger Zone went back in there. Perhaps they just saw a few dead and they were like, okay, we have the advantage, guys, let's go. And we've seen them execute such clean team fights, and that just felt sloppy. Slardar missed a few crushes. Storm Spirit, I felt there was no reason for him to go in. He'd suicided, they'd won the trade, you know? Like, he'd suicided instead of died, so all they need to do is just back off and defend the tower. Nobody else needs to go in.
I think where I saw it go wrong was just at the start, where the Ice Blast was off target, and Storm Spirit may be thinking, like, if he jumps in, the Ice Blast will be there to back him up, and if it was, then that could have been a completely different story. But the Ice Blast was off target, and they didn't have that damage they needed, and Refraction just, they didn't have the Ice Blast to tick down the charges.
They're going to smoke up?
So,
No, they're just gathering. Oh, look at the arcane boots. Everyone's back on full mana, full health.
They do smoke, and they want to look for something. The blink daggers are available. They might go straight into Phoenix here, but Phoenix, he might be aware of this. I don't think he is though, because they go straight onto him. They use the Reaper Scythe. Do they have the damage to back it up? They don't have the damage. The Storm Spirit goes straight onto the Necro. The mech though, going to heal him completely back up to full.
Oh,
He's down on mana though, but Reaper Scythe down. Egg is available.
Oh, TA, Venge. I knew Venge had a 4-star. Didn't use it earlier though. Poor TA blinking into the trees. That's so unfortunate.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, so Necro blinked in, got the ult off, and TA blinked directly into the tree.
Yeah, that's not what you want. And it's not what you want. You just didn't have the backup damage to take down the Phoenix there after the Reaper Scythe was used. They're going to smoke, they're going to commit to this even after the Aegis. Is this the right play? They're thinking about it. I don't think they will though. And they can't really go on that.
Well, Bristleback has just got his pipe now. He's got Aegis. I think they're going to look to push high ground now. They've got a lot of health. They've got Bristleback with the pipe. They got the mech. They got the sustain from Necro. As long as they don't get hit by Ice Blast, and I mean like all 5 of them, they have a good chance of winning a team fight. They just need to be wary of the Storm. Are they going to see him? Going to miss him.
Well, I think here, if Danger Zone, they just play it safe here. They could still come back from this. I mean, the kills are in their advantage, but it's all about the net worth, and I mean, it's actually not as big as I had thought. It's less than 1k.
Even. It's very even, but the differences come into the lineup. So, for example, Radiant have a much more mid-game focused lineup. Their heroes get huge value out of those mid-game items, right? Bristleback gets huge value out of a Vanguard, TA out of Blink and Deso, Necro out of Mech. These are items that give a lot of value for relatively little price on these mid-game heroes, whereas you see Danger Zone, you know, Lifestealer needs a few items. He gets a lot of value, and he gets more value later on, but he needs more items to back it up. He doesn't get as much value mid-game. Storm Spirit is similar, but Storm Spirit really only needs 2 items for me, and that's Bloodstone and Orchid. He is going to go for, I'm going to say Sheep Stick.
Oh no, Bristleback. Do they have anything to follow up? 4-star, a nice 4-star. The pipe not going to do so much, but that's a swap out. The pipe rather be ticked down. Oh, they're going to go back on the Bristle. Dangerous play. I mean, he does have the Aegis, but
he's been healed up to full like twice.
Storm Spirit's just farming. Meanwhile, this is going on.
They do need to worry about overusing their mana though. Necro's below half. He only has enough to. Maybe a misclick from Slido there.
Oh, Storm Spirit. Could this be the pick-off they need? They do get the Aegis down though. That's a good decision by him to go on that. I really didn't know he was farming that camp there for so long.
Storm Spirit doing exactly what he should be doing and making sure that he's farming up while the siege is going on. They can't afford to all be defending at once unless they win the fight. Otherwise it's a sunk cost. So if Storm Spirit's farming while the enemy team is pushing, that's a win for them. Because now they only have the T3s to crack. So these towers aren't going down with ease.
I mean, the later this goes, it's just, is it sort of more advantage going the way of Danger Zone? They do have the Necro Ags, which should be here sooner rather than later, I'm guessing. And they'll have the sustain from the Bristleback, but at the same time, Storm Spirit late game, Lifestealer does a fair bit of work. You've got the Ancient Apparition, who will have his Aghanim Scepter, he will have more items, Veil even, as potentially, but, I mean, who really comes out on top here?
You know what, I didn't even realize. I'm going to go through all of the item builds and skill builds right now, because I only just realized that Ancient Apparition and Phoenix both had them items. That's insane. That's so good for Danger Zone. The fact that these guys are getting their 2 supports, who are actually pretty farm hungry supports, are getting guaranteed farm every however many seconds, 100 seconds. I think it used to be 90.
I think it was, yeah.
And and then it got a string of nerfs because it was the only item that everybody used to build.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, so we got Templar Assassin. She's level 15. She's got all of her abilities. She's got Treads, Deso, and Blink. Necro with getting the Guardian Greaves alongside the Blink. He's not finishing the Guardian Greaves though, so he's got a casual cloak, and he might be looking towards getting that Ag Scepter.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
Yeah. Bristol back with the pipe, and he's finally getting the AC, which is, I think, a fantastic pickup against the Phoenix and in general. Undying's got the Vlads and the Glimmer Cape, and Venge has the 4-staff. Still holding on to that Blightstone. I wouldn't be surprised if that Chainmail ends up being a medallion. Ancient Apparition building towards the Scepter with a it was a Shiva's that Storm Spirit picked up, yeah.
Right,
so
yes it was.
I do like that item on Storm Spirit as well, because you can use it and then ball in, and it does a lot of burst damage, surprisingly. And it provides great team fight against the push of Future Ancients. And I think right now it's looking very tough for Future Ancients to break base. I think they might have missed their opportunity by a little bit. I mean, they're still clawing on farm very well. Lifestealer is extremely poor for, I assume, he's pretty much kind of meant to be a 2 position, even a 1. He was in the safe lane. So Future Ancients did a fantastic job of shutting down that safe lane Lifestealer. I think that's incredible.
Well, I mean, that was the objective of that lane, wasn't it? We talked about that, and how crazy the amount of lane control they had. They had that trial lane with the Bristleback, the Undying, and the Venge, and the amount of disable you have is a fair bit to deal with a Lifestealer, and it just meant that he got his armlet much later. He went for a magic stick. He may not have wanted to go for that initially, but he was forced to. And then he had to go for the Echo Saber as well. But again, this all gets sort of delayed a lot, and I mean, now that he's got the items he needs, he might do a little bit better, but he's still behind on another core item here, and he might be in danger as well, because they have got the Blink daggers available. They might go onto it. He does spot him out.
I've seen him, but I don't want to bother going on that just because of rage. As well as, you know, the ward spotting.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, exactly.
Lifestealer, yeah, only has the armor and the Echo Saber right now, alongside the fate. Slardar actually having a little bit more. Got the 4-staff as well as the Blink Dagger. I assume he's going to go for a BKB. I think that's what he did last game. Still have it up in my second monitor. So yeah, that's the exact same build he had last game. Tranks, Wand, Blink, 4-staff BKB. They popped the fight.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, this is, like you said, it's hard to break high ground, but it depends what happens. Oh, that's a nice stun from Slardar, but doesn't lead to too much. But at the same time, Lifestealer's gone in. He's going straight for that tombstone. They heal it up, but this could mean the death of Lifestealer. He's going to get taken down, and they could even continue pushing here.
Storm.
Storm Spirit. Yeah, he's doing a bit of work there. They are forced back. Oh, they're forced to get back. Here's Slardar. That's a great stun from him. At the same time, as soon as they see the TPs, they go straight onto that. But at the same time, the Phoenix egg a little bit out of range there, and they don't have anything to take it down. But this is TA being very aggressive, and still, you have to be scared of this TA because that's so much damage still, even with the buffalo.
He hasn't actually got many. Oh, Storm Spirit, overestimating his jump there. He doesn't have any mana.
He's got to be careful. Does he? Can he get away? He looks like he will go up to the high ground, and they know he's there though. He doesn't want to run into that trap. Looks like he's just going to play it well there. But
very
yeah,
close.
that's top tower gone down for the Future Ancients.
Yep, fantastic play by Storm. He's running that risk, and you always need to, as that core who can split push, run the risk of, okay, do I split push or do I stay and defend? I think he made the right decision and managed to hold without it. But I think both decisions there work out well for Danger Zone, simply because if Storm is in that fight, Venge is just quite low. If Venge might die actually.
Right, that was in the fountain. Okay.
Yeah, that was from Ice Blood. You got loaded up with dots from Ancient Apparition.
Looks like the Venge may have actually bought out some tomes just before dying there, just to be a little bit more efficient there with gold, potentially. But yeah, level 11 at 31 minutes isn't the greatest, but they are going to go on. Necrolite gets his ultimate off the lifestealer. He's going to rage though, and he's lifestealing a fair bit.
Into the ice blast.
Can he still do it though? He's been frozen up here. TA is still doing so much damage. They are going to go down. That's 4 heroes down just for 1 so far.
And that's the clean initiation we saw, and we've seen from Danger Zone.
Refraction is being
sprint
down.
Sprint,
and he does have blink available. But it looks like
doesn't feel like sprinting today.
Slardar does feel like waiting though, potentially for TA to run south. TA is just going to go back to farming the creep wave. TA does have a TP though, and may consider to use it, considering the fact that Slardar has been spotted out.
Never gonna happen.
Radiant's middle
Oh,
tower
that's a
Oh.
great blink play there. But there's a 4-stuff on Slider. It is on cooldown though. They are going to go into TA. TA maybe a little bit dangerous here because Phoenix heal is coming in. They do have the Ice Blast as well. It's not necessary though. And that's without an armlet. Slider taking down the TA there.
Yeah, a little bit
Huge
foolish
turnaround.
of the TA, to be honest. Perhaps thinking she's safe. Perhaps the Slider isn't following her
Radiant's
anymore.
middle tower is under attack.
But you can't blink against the Slider. He's gonna bash you. He's
No.
gonna crush you, and you're gonna get stunned, and you'll never be able to TP. So,
I mean, it was
good to get away.
yeah, it was a great play to blink south. It was lucky, I guess, right as Slider did it. But at the same time, it's dangerous.
Sprint can just
yeah.
catch the TA.
I mean, it looks like they could be in the danger zone here because they are dealing with this Storm Spirit who is still top net worth. And while I still do appreciate and respect the net worth of TA and Bristleback, they are doing fairly well despite the net worth now shifting around about 5k in the way of danger zone. Close behind, you do have Slider and Lifestealer potentially with a couple of successful fights. He could be right back up there.
Those Midases are doing real work. I just wanna, if anybody's in chat, just give me a quick fail fish for that joke, thanks. I really appreciate it.
No, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I think that if Danger Zone at this point they have the net worth lead. It's 5k. Did you? Yeah.
Yes.
It's almost 7.5k actually.
Well, yeah. I mean, after that pickoff.
Danger. That's even more than it looks like because they get more value out of their items. They get more bang for their buck. You know, Storm Spirit, Lifestealer, Slider, and Phoenix in Ancient Apparition get more value out of their items than Avenge or an Undying or a Necro. So, if they have the net worth advantage at any point,
Phoenix!
actually very good for them.
Oh, that's a really lucky dive, but they do see him there. He's going to use the egg. But
Seems like a waste of the egg.
looks like he will. Doesn't get survive at the end. Lifestealer is going to rage that ultimate from Necro, but that's a lot of burst damage taken down, and TA is doing so much damage here. But TA, got to be careful. This is 3-4 dead for the side of the danger zone, and Ancient Apparition, he's going to be okay. He's in base.
What were they thinking?
Wow.
We've seen such clean initiation from Danger Zone this entire game, and they just throw it away. Like, I think they force the egg out from the Phoenix, and they're like, we have to go now. You know, what choice do we have? We can't let the Phoenix egg go to waste. And ultimately, they let 3 other people die along with them. This is... Oh my goodness.
Excellent crush from Slider there. This could mean 2 kills. Bristleback, he's very tanky. The Glimmer Cape's there. But, I mean, is he going to be okay? He's going to try and TP. Storm Spirit's jumped in as well. This is a lot of damage putting onto this Bristleback. He goes down as well. And this is a great turnaround. The net worth probably just shifted heavily back into the favour of Danger Zone.
Wow,
that was a
really
nice defense. It didn't actually change. Both teams lost a lot.
I can't even believe that. That almost looked like it was rehearsed. The 3 instant buybacks into instant TPs, and they go straight to the mid racks. That was so quick. I feel like Danger Zone, when they play properly, you know, when they play to their peak, which we're seeing in some of these games, they are a team that is very in sync, and they know exactly what their teammates are about to do. And obviously, the captain had just made the call. Alright, 3 of us are going to buy back, we're going to TP straight to the mid-racks, and we're going to take 3 kills as punishment. And they would have caught the TA there as well. But that's the thing. TA was greedily jungling one of the Dire camps. If she had been in there pushing, or like she should have been, she would have been dead as well. So I think Future Ancients just a little bit lucky that TA wasn't there as well, because then they would have actually gotten something better out of it instead of the 3 buybacks and the 3 deaths.
Yeah, I mean, this is what it comes down to now. The team coordination and who gets the better initiation. And we have been seeing, like you said, that a rehearsed fight there in mid. That crush from Slider taking out about 3 heroes. At least 3. I'm pretty sure it was definitely 2 heroes being crushed. So once that happens and you have a follow-up, then it's, I mean, in that case it was 2 dead heroes straight away.
Gonna smoke
but they are smoke. Yeah,
they're gonna keep taking opportunities, which I think is smart. I don't think they can wait this out and farm it up.
No, they certainly can't.
Because the Ice Blast just does too much late game to counteract Necro and Bristle and Undying. So can be really tough, and I think making the right call by smoking up and trying to get picks.
Oh, Slider could be the target here. Do they have swap? They do. Do they need it? Do they have the stun? That's everything popped onto the Slider. Rather, just the Necro ult. There's an Ice Blast coming in. It is on target, but it won't lead to too much. Just being used.
That's 100 seconds on Slider. Now's the time to go.
Looks like they will. But Storm Spirit
He's going to
doing a lot of work. This is a great trade for him, and I mean the fight recap showed about 800 gold for that Slider,
wow.
which is great. But yeah,
kills
I mean,
are worth so much. I remember a time when I feel like Dota 1, Hon, early Dota 2 kills were worth 200 gold, like default. Yeah. Now it's like 400 gold, and you know however much is spread among your teammates. It's insane.
Comeback mechanics 6.83 or whatever it was roughly.
Yeah.
Little while ago now, but it's certainly still being talked about, and probably one of the most controversial patches in the game, right there. So certainly a game changer.
He has a sheep stick now, which is a great pickup. Love sheep stick on Storm Spirit. He is really postponing that Orchid, and I say postponing because I'm sure he's going to get it, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, 38 minutes.
I think his reasoning must be that he doesn't need to worry about specific spells. They don't have much lockdown. And if the Necro gets hit by Ice Blast, then they don't need an Orchid on him. So what's the point, really?
Potentially.
It is. I think Sheep and Shivas are fantastic for controlling the fights. And they really only have the stuns from... But they do have a fair amount of slows. They got the stun from AA, which doesn't go off much. They got Slider, Lifestealer, and Storm Spirit himself. But I do love this extra lockdown. It works very well against the TA. Sheep especially just stops her from pumping out that damage. In the meantime, you can deal with her or the rest of her team.
Exactly. Yeah, I really do like that. I do love just the advantage that Danger Zone have managed to build up. I mean, it was... What was it? Was it over 10k at one point? The way of maybe not that much.
No,
it was a fair bit.
It's only ever been 5k.
Yeah, right.
In the advantage of future Ancient.
Yeah.
But the thing is, around that 20-25 minute mark, that 5k was inflated to be more because Radiant got more out of their items and Danger Zone got less out of theirs because they have more scaling and less early game, mid game, and Future Ancients had more early game, mid game, a little bit less scaling.
Yeah.
And that's what worries me about the... Sorry, that's what worries me about the end game, is that they don't have the tools to deal with this Storm Spirit.
Not at all.
And I talk about this a lot. Having tools to deal with heroes. You need certain tools and abilities to deal with certain heroes. You know, with Anti-Mage, you need lockdown. You need a silence. With Storm Spirit, it's the same. You know, with Tinker, you need someone who can scout those trees. And I don't see those tools to deal with the Storm Spirit on the side of the Future Ancients. You know, think about how many times we've seen this game, the Storm Spirit be on 10% mana, and he's just walked away. You know, that a Storm Spirit shouldn't be able to get away with that. And that's the beauty of this pick against this lineup, is that they have no tools to deal with him.
Yeah, and this is Aegis the Immortal still on the Storm Spirit. He hasn't used it just yet, but I mean, do you think that they should be using it? They could try and use it here, actually, because they're grouping up for something.
I think they're just looking to be a little bit more aggressive. Down. Push out the map. I still think they're happy to take this fight. I reckon they have very good confidence in their own abilities. They won the first game. They must be feeling pretty good. I reckon they'll be happy to take a fight, and it looks like they might be doing that. At least taking the T2.
Like Lifestealer just picked up his Desolator, so going from just the Armlet and Echo Saber, he now has the Desolator. He's still fairly low on the net worth.
Phoenix will overtake him, I guarantee it, with the Mitre.
Yeah. I think he'll be keen on getting some successful fights here, because that'll bring him back into this slowly but surely. I mean, the net worth gap between himself and Storm Spirit is over 10k. So it's a bit unfortunate for Lifestealer. He must be a little bit unhappy at the moment, but at the same time, his team, Storm Spirit, doing very well here, and still leading the net worth. He's been top net worth for a long time now. Yeah,
and the difference is still only 5. So at 42 minutes, that's almost nothing. I have said before in many games, Angus, we talk about this a lot, how I genuinely tend to prefer teams that have more cohesive net worth, so you have your net worth spread out over a number of all Slaughter.
Yeah, I mean, BKB's been popped. Does he have the blink? It is going to be cancelled. There's a lot of damage being done. There is a Delph Pulse chasing him, but it won't be enough to kill him.
Cheeky Skull might just hit him in the fountain.
But he's still running. Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, do definitely prefer those teams that have their net worth spread out over more. And even though Storm Spirit is the highest by far, he's still got those other 3 cores. I mean, Ancient Apparition is currently, technically, their position 2 right now. They've got, you know, these 4 cores, they've got net worth evenly distributed, and they've got room to scale, which is really important. So there's a lot of room for itemization and things that they can do across all of their heroes, every single one of them. I mean, Lifestealer, he's usually played at position 1, you know?
Yeah.
Imagine what happens 60 minutes into this game when Lifestealer actually starts carrying, you know? That must be very scary to go up against. I think Future Ancients, they're probably just waiting for a key item or when they feel confident to cross the river, which is now, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they've noticed the Desolator pickup on Lifestealer though, but it's probably something that sort of, you see it and it's, you know, it's 40 minutes in and you think, oh look, it won't make too much difference, but saying that, Lifestealer now with the Desolator and the Echo Saber, it's a lot of damage very quick, and he is top lane right now, but once he TP's in, it's going to be a very textbook defense here that we've seen Dota2 do.
Lifestealer will TP in, they're going to let this Rax go. Just
let it go.
They don't need to defend. Oh!
Looks like they will, though. Stormspirit going in. This TP is coming in now. The Rage is there. And this is... Oh, Stormspirit being caught up by Reaper's Cypher. It's not going to do anything here. And this is... The Egg is doing so much work. And TA gets taken down. This is looking bad, though, for Bristleback. He is very tanky, though. He's surviving a fair bit. He's still alive.
Bristle might. He can even keep...
I mean, yeah, I mean, he wants to. And he's getting silenced here. But the Orchid is there. Oh, you were correct about him eventually getting it. But,
and
wow.
A nice tombstone at the end of that fight.
Decent trade for Danger Zone.
They did lose the rack.
They did, yeah.
Because they didn't continue with that split push play, which is what was interesting to me, because I feel like they continue with the split push play. Maybe they trade a Rax for a Rax, and then, even though they won that fight, I think most of the gold advantage they got was from the TA buyback. So, I think I definitely like that they chose to defend, but I wonder if the play would have been better if Lifestealer continued to split push. I don't know how quickly he would have taken down that Rax though, which is the predominant decision-making factor in that. So, I
mean, if it was Storm split pushing, maybe it would have been better, you know, like to keep going. But I mean, here you've got Lifestealer. He hasn't got as many items as he's like. He doesn't have the Blink Dagger. So if they rotate back on it, he could be in a lot of danger.
Storm Spirit just jumping on the TA there, forcing out a BKB, so that's now at 6 seconds. He'd be very happy with that.
And I think he may have scouted, I don't know if she had this last fight, but that's a Daedalus on the TA. So again, more damage to take down Lifestealer faster.
Even more importantly, it's burst damage. If you get a lucky crit under someone who's being Reaper's Scythed, that's an instant kill. And I think that's exactly why we've seen the Daedalus pick up here. Just for that little bit of extra burst damage. And also, something that you might not think about when you get Daedalus is the surprise factor.
Yeah.
So, if you're up against a guy with... Well, there's going to be a fight here.
Oh, Lifestealer. He's in a lot of danger. He will get the Reaper Scythe. He doesn't get the Rage off into him, but he does now. He's still got half HP. He is going to invest inside the Phoenix though. The Mexman pops, the Pipe's there as well. So Storm Spirit doesn't have as much damage as he probably liked
to. On Storm?
I'm not sure.
Like 700 damage?
But he's going back in. Potentially a dangerous play here. Does he have the mana? It looks like he does, and he's going to disjoint a lot of attacks there. Vengeful Spirit not being able to swap.
They couldn't punish it.
Did he bait out a BKB or something? I think he may have.
Let me see.
Not sure.
No.
TA's
BKB is still 6 seconds. Storm Spirit just being very risky because he knows he can. They don't have the catch. They've got in almost every fight they've blinked in and Reaper's Scythe, and what can they do? You know, TA has almost never been there to back up the Reaper's Scythe. Almost never. It's the lack of lockdown and catch. I mean, they're continuously using the Necro to initiate when it should be the Vengeful Spirit. She still only has level 2 swap though, so maybe that's what's letting them down there. Oh, Storm Spirit. They're going to see him.
No Aetherlins either. Oh, they are going to see him. They're going to slow him as well, but again, no catch. Oh, Slider. Very aggressive blink. I mean, luckily he got the stun on bench there, so there was no potential for a swap. Whether they really wanted to commit to that, I'm not too sure. And again, I mean, Bristleback's just going to try and stop them from contesting the Roche because he's going down pretty quick here.
You're in the wrong spot.
Storm Spirit, he's gone straight in. Will he steal it?
Killed by the Dire.
Oh wow, it looks like it's still there. No, he does actually get it in the end, and this is the great swap from Vengeful Spirit. There's a Glimmer Cape being used on Bristleback in the north here. Venge, no, she does go down. I mean, the Aegis is immortal, is going to be popped, but is there any way of it getting away here? I don't think so, because they're going on Bristle. He's dead. They had the sentry there, really nice sentry. Very lucky, I think, in that placement, and they get him in the end. That's the kills that Lifesteal needs. Look at his net worth. He's now 4th highest.
Hey!
There you go.
He's up there. His dream finally came true. And that's almost an assault cuirass straight up.
Or a blink, or whatever he wants to get. I mean, he's still got the Orb of Venom.
The positioning in that fight was just very, very sloppy from Future Agents. Necro blinks up onto the cliff of Roche and gets Ice Blasted. So he can't blink down. He can't go anywhere. That was very foolish. I struggle to think why they took that Roche, you know? We've seen many times that when Danger Zone get the proper initiation, Future Agents can't do anything about it. When the initiation is there, the teamfights have been incredibly one-sided. And they just didn't respect that. They went into the Roche pit and they were like, we'll be fine, you know? Yeah, they definitely knew that Danger Zone knew they were in the Roche pit. Like, that wasn't a secret. But they just did it anyway, and there was no respect given to the Storm Spirit, the Ancient Apparition, who has the Ag Scepter ulti that is perpetually taking down this Necro on the cliff who can't move. Yeah, just a little bit of lack of respect there that loses them a very key fight.
And this just means that Refraction is now almost guaranteed to not do much work at all. As long as she's caught in the Ice Blast. I mean, Cheese now been picked up on TA. It's a really nice pickup for TA. I think she may have actually tried to click on the Aegis and clicked on Cheese by accident in sort of the moment in that
I think Aegis has the priority, similar to how mid-lane Storm's just being a little bit cheeky. Similar to how when they change bounty runes when you're a Riki and other things, like bounty runes have you click on the bounty rune before you click on the enemy hero.
Yeah.
So I think Aegis has that priority, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Well, I'm not too sure, but unless Venge took it before TA could take it, I'm not sure what happened there. It was a great play though by Storm Spirit. He zipped in. I think they did get the last hit on Roshan. I think that's what
They did get the last hit, but they didn't get the Cheese or the Aegis.
No.
But it doesn't matter too much, really. Because they killed 5 people and got LaRoche, so...
And he got the Shiva's debuff on like 4 heroes, which is insane.
Look at the net worth for me again.
I'll look at it just a second because Storm Spirit, he's just going to go back in. The Glimmer Cape buff is going to help him out against the minus armor though. He can't zip around forever. And Vengeful Spirit is very low here. Again, they use the Reaper Scythe onto that. There's Necro is going to be chasing him all the way back to spawn here. And Storm, I mean, he is very low. Yeah, and then they're going straight back to Lifestealer. Lifestealer potentially a risky play here, but he gets the kill, he gets swapped out. And they do kite him around here with these zombies, and they take him down. I mean, this Tombstone is down as well, but they don't want to lose much here. It looks like the Undying does get taken down, and again, TA still hurting a lot here. Do they have anything to take out the Slider? He is going to be slowed up. The Blink Dagger is available very soon, and he will be fine. But yeah, that Storm Spirit was very lucky in the end there.
Two buybacks in that fight, Undying and Venge, and they hold, but at a huge cost.
Yeah.
And this Necro has had a puzzling item build. Puzzling is the way I would describe it. He gets the mech, goes straight into the Blink, gets Arcane Boots. Looks like he's going to finish the Guardians. No, he goes for the Point Booster. Then he goes for the Ogre Club for the 10 strength, and you're like, well, there's going to be a fight?
Oh, there certainly is, because I mean, this Vengeful Spirit, she's going to be fine. The Pipe Buff is doing a fair bit of work for him. The BKB from Slider is being forced, and he knows if he TPs, he's going to be cancelled by the swap. But he is going to try and run away. The Blink, he does stall it enough. Storm Spirit, he is going to lead the charge with the Shivas. He catches on to 3 heroes here. The Hex is still available.
He's zipping a lot and not doing much damage.
The Phoenix, though, is going to Sunray it, but again, he is very low and very slow as well. Then he gets taken down. And this is Storm Spirit, though, getting the return.
He's got no mana.
Really well played by him, but yes, does he have the mana? He has a lot of mana regen, and that mana regen is a lot, and he's just able to outrun every other person he goes up against.
Oh!
And again, he is just going to be chased down, and he will run Northo and be fine for now, but yeah.
I reckon Necro would be yelling at his teammates right now. I caught the Storm Spirit, but everybody else had stopped chasing. If that was a crit from TA, that was a dead Storm Spirit. That's rough. If they get that kill there, that's huge.
And that's what they need, because currently the kills advantage is 15 in the way of Danger Zone. And I mean, if I look at net worth, you told me to look at net worth. I'm guessing you were mentioning of Storm Spirit, but I mean, if you weren't, then it's over 20. Yeah, over 20k.
Over 20k.
For Danger Zone.
And at this point, when you have a better scaling set of cores, you're going to feel very comfortable closing out this game.
Yeah, and we've seen the transformation of this game, because now Danger Zone are able to, I mean, I think the Future Rangers still have reasonable control over the jungle. They've got good vision, but at the same time, Danger Zone can easily rotate into the Future Rangers jungle and still have a lot of control over it. And I don't know if there's that much they can do about it. I mean, they can easily smoke gank, but it's predictable. Yeah. And they've got to know when to go in and what the right time is.
Yeah, it's a very odd, this Necro. It looked like he was going for the Ags, then he gets a BKB. If he hadn't had an Ags, he would have killed the Storm Spirit before with the Scepter. That would have meant the Storm Spirit couldn't have fought back. And did he buy back in the last fight? Mid? As he died, did he buy back mid and then go straight back in? Because then he would have had... Yeah.
I don't think so.
Don't think so? No. With the 3 simultaneous buybacks, was one of them Storm Spirit?
Well, I don't think so, because he still has buyback status. It's still saying yes, and I mean, it wasn't that long ago.
No, that was ages ago.
Oh, was it?
His buyback would be up by now, but the timer would not be, and that's the key thing. If you get an Ags Scepter Necro ult on a Storm Spirit, and also he has a buyback timer, that's a 2-minute respawn timer. That's so long. I mean, he does have the Bloodstone Challenges to lower that. He's got quite a few. So it'd be probably significantly lower than that, actually. But still a long time that he would be down. And it's disappointing that they just missed out on that kill by, I think it was 40 health.
Yeah.
So, it's rough. Future Ancients must be feeling a little bit dejected right now. Just being so close to... so many things in this game and just not quite closing it out, because they have played a ripper game. I think they had a timing that was forced on lineup, forced on timings. Lineup forced on timings. Is that what I said?
Yes.
And they tried to push it and they just didn't get there, but they got very close. And I think this is Danger Zone's game to lose now.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, that they will have to deal with Slider, who. I mean, it's interesting that he went for the Moon Shard over the Echo Saber, but still not a bad choice.
I think it's just more control. If you can get more bashes out, you can get more control out.
He's got the Solar Crest as well, I really like that. And I also like the Bloodthorn pickup, the Storm Spirit, because that
gives him some very much needed damage. He needs that damage. We saw him last fight, zipping around all the time. He hit Venge twice, hit Necro once, hit Razorback once, and did almost nothing. The key for him is getting those long-range zips into Shivas, into Bloodthorn, into a huge amount of damage, because that's where Storm looks so scary late game. I mean, you can just zip into these creep waves, kill them all in just that one hit, and you can do that with heroes as well, especially when you stack on Shivas and Bloodthorn.
But yeah, I mean, the Danger Zone, looks like they're stalling time. I think they might even consider a Roshan, but this is certainly a Roshan that will be contested by the Future Ancients. Because they've got all the space to do it. Yeah, that was pretty clutch, that dive there. Nearly caught out the TA.
Well, to be honest, if Storm Spirit had used Sheep, TA wouldn't have gotten away there. I don't think I've really seen Storm Spirit use his actives in Ball Lightning this game. I'm not going to be so arrogant to say that he doesn't know that you can do that, but he hasn't done it yet.
He's saving it for the sort of the final battle, Tapman, because he knows that you are watching out for that. And look, they're taking Roche, but it's this Bloodthorn made it go so fast, and that he's just going to stall them up with that Shivas. That's a really nice play, but they are going to keep going.
They should just keep going. Go now.
Going forward. If they take this Roshan, I mean, it's going to be secured. No one's picked it up though. They're going to be careful because Necro could steal it. No, but Lifestealer does take it in time. The cheese is still on the ground.
They did pick up a few seconds before Necro picked it up.
Did they?
Blinked in actually, yeah.
Right, okay.
That's what, it was a little bit silly.
I'm not sure what happened there, but at the same time, yeah, bench will screw it. I mean, not the greatest place to be. I seriously think that just on my screen there, it looked like the Aegis was still sitting there. That may be why he blinked in as well.
Cheese might have been there.
Cheese was there, yes.
The Aegis definitely went up. The pickup went up a few seconds before Necro blinked in, for sure. Unless I'm insane.
I'm not sure. I mean, you could potentially. We'll have to download the replay and have a look, I think. Oh, that's a BKB from Bristleback. He did purge off that minus armor there, but at the same time it could mean the death of him because he no longer has it, and he's going to be, the debuff is straight back on him again, the open wounds. He's not that tanky. He's got the pipe up as well. Storm Spirit just zip-zapping all over the place here. That's a nice Reaper side there, catching out the Slider. He is down for 130 seconds. It's not an axe, he can easily buy back, and it looks like he can't even consider doing it, but at the same time he does buy back as well. The Bristleback and Lifestealer being very aggressive there. He's got to be careful. He is very low on armor. And Slider's back in the fray.
And he's got a Moonshot. He actually contributes to the pushes.
He does. Oh, that's an Abyssal Blade on the Storm Spirit. Is there any follow-up though? TA is hurting, but at the same time, Bristleback is not going to survive too much longer. He's going to be Glimmercave, but he does go down as well. The Tombstone falls off a lot at this stage of the game. 3 heroes down, 120 seconds the wait, and I think this is buyback not available for TA here. And this could even be game. They take down another, that's 5 heroes dead. And they're not calling GG just yet. They think if they can maybe salvage the oh, that's GG.
There we go.
And
very well played. I think
the Ancient.
Both teams, even though this is a 2-0, Future Ancients could easily have won this match. And they have a very difficult lineup to win with, and I think they almost pulled it off. So congratulations to...
Exactly. Well played. They will still take home $150, and Danger Zone taking home $200.